We're going to dive into a poem that was written over 100 years ago, but honestly, it might be the most practical advice you hear all week. We're talking about Rudyard Kipling's famous poem, If. It's basically a letter from a father to his son on how to live a good life. But what we're going to do is break it down as a powerful blueprint for resilience in our kind of chaotic modern world.
So, right out of the gate, the poem opens with this incredible image. Picture it: total chaos. Everyone around you is freaking out, they're pointing fingers, and it would be so easy to just join the panic. But nope, Kipling sets the bar super high from the very first line. The first step to living well: staying calm when everyone else is not.
And that really is the big question, isn't it? When things go sideways, when people doubt you, when you completely fail, how do you keep your cool and not lose who you are? Well, this whole poem is Kipling's answer to that. It's a list of conditions for becoming, a complete person. So let's jump into his first big idea. Okay, so first up, we're talking about building your internal foundation. Before you can even think about dealing with the outside world, you've got to get your own mind right. This is all about creating a kind of mental fortress that can handle anything life decides to throw at it.
I love the balance here. It's so tricky. He's not just saying, oh, just believe in yourself no matter what. It's about having this rock-solid trust in your own judgment, while also having the humility to step back and ask, wait a second, what if they have a point? That's the razor-thin line between real confidence and just plain arrogance.
And the thing about these pillars is that they aren't passive. They're not just things you are, they're things you actively do. Waiting without being tired by it, that's a choice. Fighting that urge to lie back when you're lied about or to hate back when you're hated, that takes real effort. And that last one about not looking too good or talking too wise, that's just a constant daily practice of humility. You put all that together and you've got a character that is tough to shake.
Okay, this line right here, this might be the most famous, most profound idea in the entire poem. Triumph and disaster. We think of them as the absolute opposites, right? The ultimate best and the ultimate worst. But Kipling calls them both imposters. So why? Why would he say that?
Well, it's because neither one is actually you. A huge success can make you arrogant, can make you lazy, and a crushing failure can make you feel like you're worthless. But they're just events. They're temporary. They're fleeting moments. The real you, your actual character, that's something that exists completely separate from those highs and lows. So, you've built this mental fortress. Great. But what happens when life lobs a cannonball right at it? This next part is all about the ultimate test of character, what you do when everything you've worked for just shatters.
Man, what a powerful image. This isn't just about a little setback. We're talking about watching your life's work, your passion, your business, your legacy get smashed into rubble right in front of you. And the test isn't just seeing it broken. The real test is that second part, having what it takes to bend down and start all over again, even when all you've got left are worn-out tools.
So Kipling basically gives us a two-step process for this. First, you've got to accept the loss. Like, really look at the wreckage and not look away. Only then can you move to step two, actually starting to rebuild. It's all about finding that grit to start from scratch, with even less than you had before, and just doing it. No complaints, just work. And if you thought that was tough, this takes it to a whole other level. This is about having the guts to go all in, to take everything you've ever earned and bet it on one big, important thing, and to be able to handle the absolute worst-case scenario, losing it all. And here's the kicker. This is that stoic ideal. You don't complain. You don't go looking for sympathy. You don't post about your failure. You just absorb it. You learn your lesson and you get back to work, quietly with dignity. It's about owning your decisions, 100%, win or lose. So where on earth does someone get this kind of strength? Kipling actually gives it a name: the will. It's that last emergency tank of gas you didn't even know you had. It's that raw internal command that just takes over when your body, your mind, and your emotions are all screaming at you to give up. It's the little voice that just says, hold on. Okay, so we've talked about mastering our inner world, mastering how we deal with failure. Now, how do we take that character and apply it to how we deal with other people? This is all about keeping your integrity, no matter who you're with. This is such brilliant advice for navigating the social world. When you're with the crowds, the danger is getting swept up, lowering your standards, losing your virtue. But when you're hanging out with kings, powerful, influential people, the danger is the complete opposite. It's becoming arrogant, forgetting who you are, losing that common touch. What he's getting at here is this really deep level of emotional self-reliance. It doesn't mean you're cold or that you don't care about people. Not at all. It means your inner stability doesn't depend on what other people think of you, whether that's praise from a friend or criticism from an enemy. You value everyone, you listen to them, but no single person has the power to destroy you emotionally. So we've gone through all of the conditions, right? All of the ifs, which leads to the big question, what's the payoff? If you can actually do all this stuff, what do you get? This is the grand finale of the whole poem.
But hold on, there's one last condition, and it's a big one. It's all about action. It's about how you use your time. He calls the minute unforgiving, because once it's gone forever. So the final test is this. Do you make every single one of those seconds count? Do you live with purpose? And here it is, the first part of the prize. Now, this is a metaphor, obviously. It means you've achieved a kind of mastery. When you've mastered yourself, you master your world. You're not just being tossed around by life anymore. You're in the driver's seat. The world becomes yours, not because you own it, but because you can navigate it with strength and with grace. And this is the punchline. This is the whole point. Owning the earth, that's nice, but it's secondary. The real prize, the thing that is more, is achieving that state of maturity, of wholeness, of true character. The whole journey wasn't about getting stuff. It was about becoming someone.
Which kind of leaves us with this final question to chew on. Now, Kipling wrote this for his son, and he used the language of his time. But if you strip that away, the blueprint itself is universal. So the question for us right here, right now is, what does that ideal of a complete, resilient, virtuous person, what does that look like today? That's definitely something worth thinking about.